And what they told me was that they had parents' permission to interview the child. So they also, because there's lots of rooms in here, and there's one of the rooms that we don't use for any children because it doesn't have two exits. And they requested, and so there's no cameras in that room. And I'd asked them, it's like, well, can I come in? And they're like, no, we need to, do our investigation. But they requested a room. I remember she asked, she had said, do you have a room that doesn't have cameras? I thought it was unusual that they were interviewing a 2-year-old because I talked to 2-year-olds, and I don't know what what kind of information they hope to gain.
Danny and I met. My daughter and my son-in-law talked me into getting on the internet after I'd been divorced. And they said, why don't you try there's a Christian mingle. And I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can do that because. And he said, my son-in-law goes, I'll help you get it set up because I'm not techie, so, I can't do that stuff. And so he helped me set this up. So I had gone through it a little bit, and I talked to a couple people, and one of them was like, okay, I'm done with this. This was too weird. I'm not doing this anymore. And so I decided that I was going to just look at it one more time. And I saw Danny, and I said hi, and I think he had tried to contact me before that, but I'd kind of given up, like, oh, this isn't for me. And so I finally responded, and we talked for the first time February 17th, and then by April, he had asked me to marry him, and by June 19th, we were married. And it was the craziest thing that's ever happened, and my kids just couldn't believe it. And we all know that testimonies are what shows others where we've come from and how far we've gone and how much God has done for us. Well, when we started this, God's called us to help people. God's called us to take care of the kids, the widows, and such like that. And our heart was to teach kids and show the kids who they are so that they can do those things. Because, some of these people don't walk with Jesus every day, and that's just fine. But these little ones, they are the ones who are going to be our next generation. They're our legacy. As this world is getting crazier and crazier, those little ones need to know that they're safe. They need to know that what's going on in this world, they've got comfort and safety in this place. Yes, we let DHS come in so that we could help more families. That's the only reason we even got with DHS to begin with, because the lady that had been the director, she had the credentials. She said, we can help more families if we do the DHS. And we were like, okay, if we can help more kids that way, then let's do it that way, because it is hard to pay for childcare nowadays. It's expensive, And so then we decided, yeah, we'll do the DHS.
But what DHS started to do was every time they would do something like, it was so disrespectful, not just to the teachers, but it was disrespectful to the parents and the community here. And I was like, that's not who we are.
See,
Fine.
these guys have been
Yeah,
our
that's
friends
great.
the whole time, so we're,
Sorry,
you're fine.
but we're going to be the buffer for you.
Okay.
We're not allowing this.
Okay.
So,
And by the way, since you're here, I was gonna mention that if you guys want to come in anytime, you're welcome.
right, and that's
They're
the
not,
thing.
but you
right. And that's why I said, and when this all first came down, I asked Officer George. I said, "Did you ask him if he could go in and just look, just you?" He's like, "No." I was like, "Guarantee he would have let you."
Right, exactly.
So
Yeah.
I mean, I understand until there's like stuff from a judge and everything like that, we're not getting involved, and we're not going to allow it to happen.
Thank you.
Are you attempting to run a commercial daycare but without adhering to the DHS rules?
No,
What are you trying to run there?
a church, a ministry of the church. And the church cares for people from conception, for unwed mother, carrying babies, all the way. I do funerals for elderly. So the church has a responsibility of caring for people, period. I've used this analogy. It's like, have you ever dated somebody and broke up and they wouldn't go away? That's kind of what this felt like. When we told them we didn't want anything to do with them, go away, they weren't welcome on the property anymore, just leave. They have abused that right and privilege, and we don't trust them anymore.
Ladies, I'm a British documentary maker. Would you be prepared to talk to me about this? I'm curious. Obviously not.
Thank you, appreciate it.